I remember there was a day I was in my hostel and I heard, stand up. Keep walking. I kept on walking. I kept on walking till I left the residential areas in the school. I got to a bushy environment. I saw a chair. Lord asked me to sit down. I sat down. He said, spit on the floor. There were dry grasses there. As I spitted, and my spit came in contact with the grasses, it literally came up and stood as normal. And God said, I've given you authority in your tongue that will bring what is dead back to life. No man is just talking. Everything a man does is predicated on the strength of an encounter. I always tell people, when you're in Yoruba land, you don't tell them I will show you if you don't have anything to show them. They will next thing, they will take it serious. You don't joke here. You say, hey, I will show you. I will show you. And they may not know you are joking. They will take it serious and decide to show you something. If you have not had that encounter, don't go on a counter attack. They say don't stand before Pharaoh if you have not seen the burning bush. Don't stand there. Don't go and visit Pharaoh. If your rod has not turned to serpent, don't drop it. Everything he was doing, that rod has done it in the secret place. So he knew it will happen. And that's why when he stood before the Red Sea, God didn't say anything. What is that in your hand? You don't need to cry to me. You have the answer in your hand. The level of encounters you have experienced with this rod should tell you what to do. Many of times we don't have results because we have not seen anything. After that encounter, Gideon went and destroyed the altars of Baal because they've told him to go in his might. And he knew nothing. The following day, the prophets of Baal were hungry. The Amalekites, they were hungry. And the king Joash said, let Baal fight for himself. What nobody dared to do, Gideon did it because there was an encounter. There's encounter with men and there's encounter with God. Encounter with men and what? Encounter with God. Don't be in a hurry. Don't rush out. The challenges we face in ministry, God showed us. Somebody said, he said, this man is still in ministry because they thought the way they rushed out was the way I rushed out. We stood that we were not going. We saw miracles. We saw results. So we were not going. I remember the first time I was going to start the meeting. I was so scared. Despite everything. And I went into the botanical garden. And I paid, I entered, I took a ticket. I just sat in one of the bushes there. In one of the convents. And God told me, you are scared. Pick. He showed me something, a bottle. He said, pick it. I picked it. He said, drop it there. I drop it. He said, move back. I moved back. He said, stretch your hand. I stretched my hand. The bucket, the bottle flipped out of the way. I did it again. The next thing, there was wind, strong wind everywhere. And whenever I minister, it has been signature since those days. Wherever I stand to minister, the wind will be blowing. I remember the person who does our decoration in school, they will go and bring extra stones to hold down the decoration. The wind will. This even had the window. That one was a plain wall. We can't explain where the wind was coming from. It was his signature. I say, anywhere you see this, you see, it's bearing witness. It must bear witness. Everything I'm saying is true. There will be proof. There will be a backup. We've seen miracles upon miracles, but I can tell you they are tied to so many encounters. Encounters with men that carry these things. I just returned from my spiritual father, and we received some massive impartation. We just came back, and when we returned, that day we returned, I think the following day I was resting. And right there in my room, I dozed off the bit around 11. Right there in my room, I stood up and I saw an angel standing with a bag. And God said, that is the angel of power, wealth, and influence I've given to you. Encounter with a man. Encounter with what? With a man. 6 months of crying to him. Jesus, I want to see you. Jesus, show me your face. I want to see you. 6 months. I was crying to him. And when he was ready, it happened. Right there physically in my room. Physically. There is no exploit when there is no encounter. No exploit when there is no encounter. They that know their God. There's a reason why they will stand and there will be something happen. There's a reason why they will stand and there will be results. It is when people don't know God that they talk all manners of things because they don't know Him. They don't have a genuine encounter with Him. No genuine encounter. And so anybody can come to them and say anything and they swallow it. Anybody can come to them, go and swallow part of, they will swallow it because you don't know Him. You don't know Him. As a Christian, you deserve to know the God you serve. Hallelujah. You deserve to know the God you are serving. Hallelujah. It is a crime not to know the God you are serving. People talk based on what they have seen. People talk based on what they know. Hallelujah. So, I am looking out for a generation that will seek Him. A generation that will seek to know Him. A generation that will not be satisfied with ordinary Christianity. That what you want is real. Let me tell you, I used to also think it's not possible. But I realized it's a call upon me. And I will answer you. And I will show you great and mighty things.